So how y'all feel about tipping? How do you all out there feel about tipping when it comes to paying a bill at a restaurant, tipping your server, tipping at the strip club if you go, tipping when you order Instacart or groceries or DoorDash or Grubhub or any of those type of services where someone is delivering a product directly to you? How do y'all feel about how you're supposed to tip in those situations? I know how I feel when I go to a restaurant and I go to pick up my order and then they ask you for a tip right there in the app, or when you go to pay with your card, they ask you if you want a tip. I always feel a way about that because it's like, okay, I'm already paying a heightened exorbitant fee, probably, most likely, for whatever it was, the meal that I just purchased, right? So I'm paying that fee, which all of that is supposed to be baked into that price, right? All of that is supposed to be baked into the consumer's price. So tipping in that instance where I got to go pick up my own food, I feel a way about that. I do. Now, do I do it? Do I tip anyway? Sometimes I do. But I do feel a way about that. But when it comes to tipping your server and someone who is taking care of you, someone who is servicing you, women, ladies, if you go and you get your manicures, your pedicures, fellas, if you go get pedicures or whatever, you get to go, make sure that you're nicely manicured. I think that you should take care of the person that is taking care of you. That's how I feel. I feel that you should take care of the person that is taking care of you. All right. So I came across this video and it's very, very interesting. Honestly, I think it's bum shit on both sides of this video, but we're going to get into it. Click a like and subscribe for that algorithm so that other people can see this wonderful content. And let's get into the video, man.
You can see how much work it was and why I should be getting a tip because of how much work it was.
No, you don't deserve a tip. You certainly don't.
Why do I not?
You're crushing the ramen noodles for one.
Yes, the ramen noodles are perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, they're not.
They're perfectly fine.
Crush them.
They're not crushed. And why does it matter anyways? I'm taking it back to the store. They're not for you anymore. They're not for you anymore. I just told you why I should get a tip. I had to pack all of this in my car and bring it to you guys and unpack it. You did not pay me. You paid the delivery app.
Food, okay?
You paid the delivery app. You did not pay me. Do you not understand that? No, I'm taking all of this back.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
you guys can get your refund, and another delivery driver can deal with you guys. I'm not going to deal with you anymore.
No, you're stealing.
No, I'm not stealing it. I'm taking it back.
How do we know you're going to take it back to the store? How do we know you're going to take it back to the store?
You'll get a receipt. Trust me.
No,
you'll get your receipt.
I won't.
Yeah, you will. I'm gonna go take it back to the store.
I just don't.
I don't need it. I don't need all this stuff, so I don't have a reason to have it. So I'm gonna take it back to the store. I don't care how much it was.
You're stealing.
I'm not stealing it. I'm taking it back to the store.
Hold on. Wait. Let's stop right there. Okay, she just said it's over $400 worth of groceries that they ordered to have delivered. Now, if you're ordering $400 worth of groceries, you should be able to afford a tip. I'm sorry. You should be able to afford a tip. I don't know their living situation or their car situation. I don't know. Maybe they had a car. Maybe they got a car. Maybe it's in the shop. That could be it. But if your ass can't afford, if you cannot afford to go pick up your own groceries from the market, if you're not in a position to go do that, or you just don't want to do it because you're being lazy in the moment, then you need to have the money to tip for the person that is doing the premium service. I don't think y'all understand. I always say that this is a microwave society that we live in. We want everything instantly, right? We want instant gratification. We want instant success, right? We want instant results. We want instant microwave society, right? But in this case right here, you are getting a premium service. Having something delivered to you is a luxury. And I think this is Amazon's fault, right? Because they have spoiled the consumer. Amazon has absolutely spoiled the consumer because now we all think that 2-day and fast delivery or same-day delivery we all think that that's just something that we should have access to all the time. We just think that that should be given. That should be a given for any business, right? We just think that that should just come baked in because y'all so used to having things delivered to y'all now. Amazon has spoiled you as the consumer to where you think that that's the norm for every business, for every person across the gamut. You think that that's the norm. That's not the norm. Having groceries delivered to you is a luxury. Having food delivered to you is a luxury. Having items that you need that in the moment that you don't feel like going to get and that you don't want to go or can't go or cannot go get, that's a luxury for you to have. So in that, you need to bake in that luxury tax of tipping that person. Now, I understand you got people in the comments that are saying that's on the business's fault for not baking that into the price. Well, there are a couple of things that they bake into the price. And what you all need to understand is that a lot of these companies are losing money, right? A lot of these companies are losing money. Grubhub and DoorDash is not as profitable as you all think. I did a video on this some time ago. Maybe it was last year. But DoorDash and Grubhub are not as profitable as you all might think they are. They are losing money, especially when it comes to travel. If you're a DoorDasher, you got to take into consideration travel time. In her case, I think this might be Instacart. So she had to go to the grocery store, pick up these items, pack them all, and then transport them to Now, I understand, yes, that's what you sign up for when you sign up to be a delivery driver and deliver someone's groceries. I get it. However, what I'm saying is that all of the perks that come into ordering something and having it delivered to you, that's not necessarily baked into that price. A lot of these companies are taking an exorbitant amount of fees from these drivers. An exorbitant amount of fees from these drivers. But let's continue, because there's more.
Clearly you're not understanding because I'm telling you right now, it's going back to the store. You guys can get your money back and you can hire another driver.
You can't just take things.
Go ahead and drive another driver.
No, you can't take
Go ahead and get another driver to
you can't take things that don't belong to you. You clearly don't understand how this confirm the order. It's my property.
That is
You don't understand what's property.
Oh, girl got a little something. Never mind.
Get your refund back
Let's
so that
continue.
I don't have to deal with you guys anymore.
No, you're gonna lose your job.
No, and at this point, I'd rather lose my job than have to deal with you guys. At this point,
So you're gonna load all of it up.
I'm gonna load it all back
You
up
are
and
so
get you guys
illogical.
and get you guys' version.
I feel like this is just a waste of time. You're just wasting your time.
I'd
That's
rather
probably
waste
why.
my time than deal with you guys at this point. I'd rather you guys deal with another delivery person, and then you can see that they're gonna have an issue as well because you're not tipping. Then you're gonna have an issue with them
tipping
as
is
well.
optional for a
And
reason.
It's gonna become a cycle. It's gonna keep.
If they wanted
happening.
it to be like mandatory, why didn't they make this
I
a
don't
thing?
know. I don't make the rules for these apps. I just work
I
for
mean,
it. And
why
I'm
don't you
wondering
complain
why
to
you
them
guys
and
don't
just give us
tip.
our food?
We do.
Okay, see, this is what I mean by bum shit on both sides. You got bum shit on both sides because, for one, as a delivery driver, you should not come to expect a tip. Why should you not come to expect a tip? Why? Because the business that you work for doesn't require it. That's why you shouldn't come to expect it. And you know that going in. He is right when he says that it's optional, okay? They don't make it mandatory for consumers and customers to tip these people. That's on the business. And if you have a problem with that, then you either A, need to not work for them and go find another job, or B, you need to speak up and make your complaint known, right? But at the same token, as a consumer, if you know it's optional, that does not absolve you. That does not absolve you from having the common courtesy to tip these people that are going out of I ain't gonna say going out of the way because it's their job, but to tip these people that are delivering a service to you. Because for one, she's delivering a service and she's delivering it all together neatly. She's unpacking it out of her car. You assume that everything you have hasn't been tampered with, hasn't been open, it hasn't been nothing done to it. You take all of these assumptions in, right? We all assume that. we assume that when you order something from DoorDash or you order something from Grubhub, that when you get your food, you assume that it hasn't been tampered with. But you don't know. You honestly don't know. But you assume that it is because you think that you would like to think that all people are good-natured. But that's not true. But if it were true, let's say if it was true, if you were going to assume that all people were good-natured, then why in turn won't you be good-natured and go ahead and tip that person out that's doing that service for you, the service that you didn't want to do, right? Or that you couldn't do, you weren't able to do in the moment. Why not go ahead and tip that person out? Come on now. But let's continue. There's more. Keep hitting the space bar.
You complain. Have you not been hearing about the strikes? You guys aren't watching the news.
Do a better job.
What?
Do a better job.
I did a great job, actually.
Okay, so that right there, man. She said, then do a better job. That right there would have set me off. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let's finish.
I delivered all this stuff to you. I loaded it, unloaded it, and I got it here early. So I'm confused how I didn't do a good job and why I don't deserve a tip. That's how you show your appreciation.
Clearly you don't deserve a tip. You're not even giving me my groceries.
Well, no, I'm not, because you guys didn't tip me. Like, what are you understanding?
You don't deserve a tip. It's optional.
Okay, I don't deserve.
And just because it's optional doesn't give you the right to
Right, you said I don't deserve a tip, so now I'm going to return it back, and you guys can get your money back.
You're taking my groceries.
Yeah, I'm taking your groceries back.
You know what? Now it's not even. Now for old girl right here, it's not even about the groceries anymore. Now it's about the principle. I know it. I know what this is. We all know what this is. We've all seen this, right? We've all seen this play out. You may have even been in a situation like this where it's not even about that specific thing anymore. Now it's just on principle. Now I'm not gonna give you groceries on principle because now you're an asshole, right? Now you talking slick to my face. Now you trying me, right? And one thing I will say about this young lady right here, she obviously don't care about this job because it's over. I'm pretty sure that this is probably viral by now, right? This is probably everywhere by now. I'm pretty certain that after this, she was definitely let go and fired. And here's the thing that we all need to take into consideration when we react this way. Today is a lot different than the days of yesteryear. Today's technology allows for these type of moments to happen where your reactions and the way you act can be showcased to the entire world. And now the person that you presented as an employee is on display for everybody. Now, every business, every company, when they go to look up your track record and your history and your work ethic, now they have something to go by. Now you've given them video evidence of how bad of a goddamn employee you are. If I was an owner, would I hire this chick? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's the other part of it that we don't even take into consideration. We just do shit now impulsively. You got to have better character. You got to develop better standards. You have to be able to be a better steward over your own emotions. I understand you may feel disrespected in the moment, but there's ways to handle it. And this was the worst possible way because she's definitely fired. And she might not get another job delivering shit else because I wouldn't hire her. Would you? No. Let's finish.
Taking your groceries back to the store.
Okay, so you're stealing my groceries, taking them back to the store, and then I'm gonna get you fired.
Go ahead.
Because you stole my groceries, and then I'm gonna call the cops.
Okay.
That's $300 worth of charges right there. So that's a misdemeanor.
Go ahead.
That's a felony for you.
Go ahead.
I just want
Karen.
to lay out the logic of all of this.
Go ahead and lay it out for me. You guys are gonna get your refund back, and then you guys can do it from
it's more than just a refund. You stole it.
It has nothing to do with me anymore. So once I return those back to the store, it's up to them for what they do.
All right, you know what? You take everything.
Yeah,
you take everything, and you have a great day. We are going to report this.
Go ahead.
Probably gonna keep it for herself.
That's what I'm thinking. But
you can see how it's working.
Probably gonna keep it for us. Okay, let's read some of the comments. I just want to see. I like to gauge what people. I like to gauge the situation and see what people think about it. I like to get a general consensus of how everyone feels about a topic, just because I like to see what people's thought space are. There you go. First response is bum behavior on both sides. Yes, I agree absolutely wholeheartedly. Both of them. Says maybe it's just me, but I love to tip. People depend on those tips and times are hard right now. But I also would have just gave those people their groceries and waited for God's other blessings to hit me. Man, shout out to this guy. Shout out to that guy. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Look, you cannot control, at the end of the day, what this dude was saying in this video is absolutely right. It's optional. And at the end of the day, you can't control or make somebody tip you out. What you have to do is continue to go on and be diligent in the service that you're providing for other people and hope and pray and expect that you will be taken care of as a result of you taking care of other people. Right? That's all you can do at the end of the day. You got to hope that you are putting yourself in a great position to reap the benefits and reap the blessings and reap whatever is coming your way. Right? As a result of the good service that you're providing. That's all you can do. Shout out to that dude. Next comment, these delivery apps are fucked up for making it optional. I agree. Because again, they're not skimping on that. They make sure that they get their fee. Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, all of these services, they making sure. Instacart, they all making sure that they get their fee. They got their fee. I promise you that. It's baked in. It's baked into the price. I've seen the crazy prices that you end up paying at the end of your bill as compared to what it is that you actually paid for. I've seen it. They getting their money. So I agree with that. I do. Another person says they spent $400 on groceries and didn't tip. TF, if you don't want to tip, go do your own shopping. I agree with that. But again, we don't know the circumstances of the situation. Maybe they were in a circumstance where they couldn't go out and retrieve their groceries. I don't know. Maybe their car was down. Maybe they just couldn't. I don't know. But I do agree with that too. If at all possible, if you can go get your own groceries, then go ahead and get your own groceries, especially if you're not going to tip the people that you're asking to come and deliver you service goods. Somebody else said, getting groceries delivered to your door is a luxury. If you cannot afford to tip, you cannot afford the luxury. Same goes for Uber Eats. Tip people for doing anything for you that you could have done your damn self. They are both wrong in the situation. Drivers should have just let karma handle that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Because now as the driver, you done fucked up future situations. You done messed up your future outlook. Any future employee is going to look at this and they're going to have this information readily available to them. And they're going to do with it what you think. You ain't getting hired. You're not getting hired. So I hope whatever your main job is paying you enough. Because you're not getting hired. You're going to have to go find something else, sweetheart. Because this is over. This run is over. I'm going to read a couple more and we're going to get out of here. Somebody else says she's wrong for not delivering the food, but come on. We're not going to sit and act like it's okay to not tip if you can. But that much food, you could have left something for a tip, and I absolutely agree. They didn't leave nothing. No tip whatsoever. Not a dime. And the thing about it is, too, you can see the I believe there's a profile picture of the person that's delivering your stuff so you can see who it is that's supposed to be coming to your doorstep. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to go there. I don't want to say what I'm thinking in my head. But I'm just going to say that you can see the person that's delivering your goods. Now, maybe if that person was a different color, maybe they would have tipped them out. I don't know. I don't want to assume. But I can't overlook that fact. I can't overlook that fact that you can see that person's face and that information before they get to you. Somebody else says $400 worth of items and no tip is horrible. I absolutely agree. If you had the $400 to spend on groceries, then surely you have something to give in the form of a tip. Somebody else says no tip at all after spending $400 and having them shop around for all that is trash behavior. I agree. Tipping is optional, but $400 worth of food and no tip is crazy. I agree. A tip is a courtesy, not mandatory. This got 1,700 likes, so you got people on the other side of the fence. It is a courtesy. I want to see what the replies were to this. Somebody else said absolutely. Somebody else said that's how y'all justify being inconsiderate. All right. Y'all can tell me what y'all think in the comments on this one. I am genuinely curious about what y'all think about this. I don't know. Drop a message in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.
Yeah. Let's ride.